welcome back to the Knitting Expat Podcast. Although this isn't going to be a traditional podcast episode, this is the Layla episode. So yeah, if you hadn't noticed, I've been a bit absent online, on YouTube anyway, for the last couple of weeks since my little girl's been born. And I thought I'd do a quick little video today to introduce you guys to her. I've been getting lots of questions about her, and I've received quite a few things for her in the post as well, so I thought I'd share some of that with you today. And yeah, she's in a good mood right now. She's eaten, she's sort of starting to doze off for a nap, so I thought while she's in a good mood I will introduce her to you. Right, so we'll start with today is Monday, I think it's the 6th of March. Days are all a bit of a blur. I think it's, yeah, today's the 6th of March. Perry started his new job today, so that's exciting. So I'm at home today with my mum and Layla, and who is my baby girl. So if you are new to the podcast or to this channel, we now live in New York, my husband and I, and our little family. And yeah, sorry, I haven't prepped for this at all. I just sort of realised that she was in a good mood, so I thought, why not, let's do this. And this is the least organised podcast episode, I'm not even going to call it an episode, that I've done. Hey? So Layla was born on the 22nd of February in New York at 11:15 a.m. My mum's flight landed at 11:30 a.m. and she actually got to the hospital around almost exactly 3 hours after Layla was born. So she got to meet her almost immediately, which is really great. And yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind since then, as anyone who's had children would probably already know. She's actually a very good baby. She's a very good baby. She's pretty easygoing as long as she's fed and she's clean, her nappy's been changed. She's perfectly content and very, very happy. And she's still awake, but she's sort of starting to drift off. Otherwise, she weighed 7 pounds 11 ounces, and yeah, she's doing well. She's putting on weight. She's doing good in that regards. She did lose quite a bit of weight whilst we were still in hospital before we left. So in that first week, we had quite a few pediatrician appointments to sort of follow up and just make sure she was gaining weight properly and keeping an eye on that, and she has been, and she's fine now. It was more of a precaution. I know a lot of people on Instagram were commenting about how much we were going out in that first week for appointments for Layla, and they were concerned that there was something wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with her. It was more of a precaution. The pediatrician at the hospital just wanted to make sure that she was gaining weight properly once we left, and so we had a couple of extra appointments just to keep an eye on that, which was fine. I will say breastfeeding has not been a piece of cake. It has been a challenge, it has been difficult, and there's been lots of tears over it. But I'm not saying this to ask for advice, please. I don't need advice in that regards. I've spoken to numerous specialists, lactation consultants, doctors, friends. I am getting help in that regards. Like, I have asked for help, and I am getting you know, I've gotten some advice and things that are starting to work. So I appreciate that most of you, or a lot of you, may have opinions and advice to offer, but I don't really need to hear it right now. I have received so much advice already. I just need to draw a line at this point, in that regards. And I've also taken some video of Layla this morning on the bed while she was just sort of rolling around a little bit, so I'll insert that probably towards the end so you can get to see her a little bit closer up. But I'll just hold her up here for you guys. It's just wrapped in the crochet blanket that I made her. Not properly wrapped, it's just sort of just twisted around her a little bit. There she is. Say hi. She's a little bit sleepy right now. Oh, there we go. Put your head back. There we go. Oh. Here we go. You're tired. Oh, okay. Is that enough of a hello? Okay. If she gets a bit fussy, I'll hand her off to my mum and finish the rest of this quickly. But yeah, otherwise things are going well. She is now 12 days old. She'll be 2 weeks old on Wednesday. She's... Oh, oh, what is it? Come here. Hey. Okay. Hey, what's wrong? Okay, so she was getting a little bit fussy, so I handed her off to my mum to try and settle her. I mean, I could have settled her, but I wanted to finish this quickly. She's about ready to go down for a nap, to be honest, so if you can hear her, I'm sorry. She's just getting a little bit fussy now because it's sleepy time. But yeah, like I said, I've received quite a few things in the mail for Layla, and I wanted to share those really quickly in this video since it seemed somewhat appropriate, considering this is a Meet Layla video. I don't know where to begin. Okay, first up, this cute little bunny, which was sent by a viewer of the podcast who contacted me. Oh, let me get that to focus on her. It's a cute little knitted stuffy. What I really like about this is if you pull the dress up at the back, you get the bunny pom-pom tail, which is really cute. That's really adorable, and that will go on her little hand knit toy shelf. She's starting to get quite a few of those. Speaking of handmade toys, another lovely thing that came in the mail is an adorable little elephant. It's a crocheted elephant. It's amigurumi, I'm assuming. Right for the baby, huh? So I'm trying to remember now. So this was made for Layla by Amber of the Yarn Junkie podcast. She came with this adorable little handmade card, which is really sweet. So I love this. This is so adorable and perfect, the rainbows and everything. And I love the rainbow smile, which is really cute. So thank you so much, Amber, for that. I've really thanked her. I've already thanked everybody individually, but I just thought this was so cute, and I love the ears. It's just so much fun. So this will also go on her little hand knit shelf, or handmade toy shelf. I was sent a lovely package of goodies from a viewer, Jo, who I've met a couple of times before, and we've stayed in touch, and she's very active in the Ravelry group and stuff as well. And she sent me a message a while back asking if she could send me some things, which of course I said absolutely, never say no to these things. And I really appreciated it. She sent a lovely package full of amazing things for Layla and for me, and but most of those things I've already put away. But the one thing I kept out to show you guys was a cute little hat that she made for Layla. It's a little bit big for her at the moment, but it will definitely fit next winter, I think, or it might fit in a couple of weeks when she gets a little bit bigger. But yeah, so that's really sweet. So thank you so much for that, Jo. And for the rest of the package, she sent me a bunch. Jo's from Ireland, so she sent me a bunch of sweets and chocolates and things that I can't get over here, so I really appreciated that. I also was sent a lovely package with some yarn from the lovely Kayleen, who has the Little Bean Crochet podcast, and I think it's Little Bean Loves Yarn, yarn shop, Etsy store, I believe. I didn't bring the information with me, but I will show you that when I will give you all that information properly when I do a regular podcast and show you the yarn that she sent me. But she also sent this adorable little colourwork hat that she made for Layla, and the yarn that she used is really special. It's her own hand-dyed yarn, but the colours that she's used are leftovers from the cozy schlanket that she knit for the mystery knit along that I hosted in January. So yeah, thank you so much for that, Kayleen. That's really sweet of you, and super soft. I really like this yarn. And then I was sent these two adorable personalised hats for Layla with her name written on them from Maureen, who has an Etsy shop. Snugglebug Baby and Me, personalised sort of baby gifts essentially. So that's the card with the website and information and stuff. I'm not going to be having show notes this week or for this episode video. So I'll just hold this up, you can pause and take down the info. And this is the back, if you want that. So thank you so much for that, Maureen. That was very kind and generous of you to do that. I've just got lots of hats now. I also got a really lovely package from another viewer of the podcast, and I would consider a friend, since we've been chatting so much on and off on Instagram and on Ravelry, etc. over the last couple of years since I started podcasting, and that is the lovely Jen, who is Jen from Jersey on Instagram and Ravelry as well, I think. And she sent me a package again with some really lovely things, both for me and for the baby, and a couple of things in there for Layla were these 2 books, which I really appreciated getting books as gifts for Layla, because I haven't actually bought any books for her yet myself. Everything that all the books that she's got on her shelves have been gifts, and I think they're really fun. I think books are great gifts. I've always been I've always gifted books to people with babies myself, so I always really appreciate being gifted books, which is great. So thank you so much for that, Jen. And the last thing I wanted to show you is something incredibly special, and from a lovely friend who who's also recently a few months ago, had a baby. And this is the lovely Nicole of Loco. She hasn't podcasted in a while, but she's incredibly busy, and she's been doing amazing things with her business, and it's stunning what she's been doing, and I'm really happy for her. And she sent me the most beautiful thing for Layla, and I absolutely love it. And as soon as I'm done showing it to you here, it's going to be hung up on the wall in what will be her room. And that is this adorable little weaving. How amazingly precious is that? That is just too cute. And it's rainbow colours, so it's perfect. And I absolutely love this, and I can't wait to get this hung up in her room. And lovely long tassels. And Hugo is over by the window just staring at this now, thinking it's a big old cat toy. So that's just really special. Thank you so much for this, Nicole. That was just too much. Really appreciate it. I'm feeling a bit out of sorts. Like I said, I didn't really prepare for this at all. I just saw I had a window of opportunity and thought I'd jump at it. I think that pretty much sums it up for today. Like I said, I'm keeping this short. I need to go make sure that Layla's okay and that she's settled. And then maybe have some lunch. It's getting a bit late. But sorry for that, all the ums as well. I'm just a little, like I said, not prepared. But I will be back hopefully later this week with a regular podcast episode. We will see how that goes. I need to prepare for that a little bit. I've got quite a few things I want to show you, so I don't want to leave it too much longer before I record something. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. If you have any other questions, oh, duh, I think I forgot to talk about how the boys have reacted to Layla. The boys have been actually really good, really good with Layla. I was concerned that we were going to have to keep them out of our bedroom, which I was then concerned was going to cause other problems, because Derek can get quite vocal if we keep him out of places. But yeah, no, they've been absolutely fine. They both were quite intrigued when we first brought her home. They came up and smelled her, and again, I've got some footage of that I'll put in the video at the end. They came up and smelled her and sort of wanted to see what it was. And then they got quite close, to be fair. They got quite close, and then she screamed and they ran off like a shot. So they don't mind being around her. They now sort of tolerate her screaming a little bit, but when she gets to the point that she's full on shrieking, like proper screaming, then they kind of run away. Hugo still sleeps on our bed occasionally at night. He doesn't go anywhere near Layla. Layla sleeps in a bassinet next to our bed, and so I'm between her, she's right next to me where I am, so the cats can't get to her anyway because I'm in the way. Derek keeps his distance for the most part. He tolerates being around her, just doesn't want to be particularly close to her right now, which is fine. Like I said, Hugo every now and again will come up and like sniff her head, or sort of sniff where she is and just see what's going on, but neither of them have had any sort of negative reaction towards her other than running away when she's screaming, so, which was again what I expected. So that's all good, all positive. Then but yeah, other than that, Layla's a pretty good kid, pretty good baby. She sleeps like a trooper, when she's, like I said, when she's fed and her nappy's clean. She's slept for up to like 5.5 hours in one shot, like overnight at one point, and I remember waking up panicked thinking, oh my god, why is she not woken up already? And she was fine, she was just asleep. A lot of times I have to wake her up to feed her because she will just sleep through. She sleeps quite deeply. We were out the other day and I had her in the carrier and we were walking past some construction sites in the city and really loud noises, sirens blaring by, and she did not faze her at all. She barely even moved or budged at all. Loud noises and things don't bother her when she's sleeping, which is good news because we get a lot of sirens around here. But yeah, she's, like I said, she's pretty good. She obviously has her moments like any baby does, but for the most part, like, she's a pretty happy kid, and hopefully that will continue. And she will remain happy and content, and that will be great. She's already quite big. She's about 21 inches long, which means she's already a little bit too tall for most of the newborn onesies, like sleeper suits that we have for her. I mean, she just about fits in them, but when she stretches her legs out, you can tell that it's a bit small for her. So she's probably only going to fit in those probably until the end of this week, and then I'm going to have to upgrade her to the next size up. But I've been trying to get them in rotation as much as possible so she can wear all of them at least once, so I don't feel too bad. But the actual sort of like the vest onesies, the ones that don't have the legs, those fit her fine. Those newborn size ones are fine. It's just because the legs on the sleep suits have the feet on them, it restricts the length. She's not too big for them, sort of like width wise, like around the chest and stuff, they fit her perfect. But she's just too tall for them, which, to be fair, was to be expected. Perry and I are both tall and we were both tall babies, so anyway. Right, I think with that, we're definitely done now. If you have any other questions or are curious about anything else, then please let me know. I will try and answer questions as and when I can, or on the next podcast or something like that. As for whether or not Layla will be a regular co-host on the podcast, we will see how that goes. It just depends on her mood when I decide to film. It may just be easier for me to have her sleep through when I film, but we will see. Like I said, that's it for now. Take care, and I'll be back soon. Bye. Perry, can you stay next to Layla, because I think Hugo's heading over. Who's that? Oh, who's that? It's okay. You want to go see her?
Is that where you've been? Missed us, didn't you?
Here comes Derek. Hey buddy, you wanna come say hi?
Come in, you little nugget.
Good boys.
Yeah. Yeah, where have you guys been? Keep leaving us.
We did so. She doesn't need it. The house is quite warm.
Eric's still a little bit suspicious of Vida. I'm watching you. Yeah. Who's that?
Is that your baby sister?
You three are very similar. All you do is sleep and eat. Someone's staring.
Come and say hi, Hugo. arms, Derek, watch out.
No. So they were scared before they were about to be. Flappy ears everywhere. Yeah, good boy. Is that it? We prefer Vida now. We'll stick with her.
She's better.
She's preferable to that thing.
She doesn't make that much noise.
Yeah. She doesn't seem as dangerous as that. Yeah.
Okay, well at least they came over, they smelled her. They didn't try to scratch her face off, it's all good.
Or hiss.
Yeah, they didn't hiss either.
We weren't that scared of her cry. Perfectly happy as long as she's been fed. If not, hell breaks loose. Good boy.